welcome back to another video. You guys can see that the 94 is no longer in my driveway because obviously I drove it here. So last time when we bought this 94, it had some issue with the engine. It was a rough start, losing power, lack of power. Previous owner didn't know what the heck was going on with that. We also found out that there was some issue with the distributor being maxed out. Well, come to find out, guys, the distributor was one tooth off. So I fixed that. After I fixed that, it was still running crappy. So the next thing was like, man, hopefully this 3.0 doesn't have burnt valves or some kind of bad compression. Maybe it lost compression in one of the cylinder. The previous owner was a mechanic. He swapped out the engine with a JDM engine because the old one was burned up or something. So what I did was, since I had access to the odd cylinder on the passenger side, 135, I had the truck running, and I pull each spark plug wire one at a time. So I pulled number one, and it made a difference. It started lagging more. I pulled number two, it started lagging more, and then when I plug one and two back in together, you know, I pulled number five, and there was no changes. Now, when you pull it, there should be a change because it should not be burning that cylinder no more. So I knew that something was going on with cylinder number 5, which is the rear passenger. The next thing I did was I did a compression check. Compression 5, cylinder 5, 3, and 1, they were all around 145 to 150 PSI, which is good. Anything above 120 to 200, you're in the good zone. I didn't do a compression check on the driver's side because I had a good feeling the driver's side was good. So the next thing I did, well, guys, I popped out the intake manifold and I found out that the fuel injector on number 5 was not plugged in. Boom, boom, boom. Spark plug wires, spark plug itself, the distributor cap, they were all new. So I had a feeling the gas is good, the sparks is good, and we knew the air ratio was good. Oh, no, we knew fuel wasn't good. We knew the spark was good, the air was good, and now we knew fuel was bad. So while I had that open, I did an EGR delete and I plugged it in, and now it runs good. Now this engine still has that exhaust leak here. The exhaust leak is like the whole muffler, so when I'm driving it, it feels kind of lacking in the power, but I know that's not from the engine, that's from the exhaust system. And I'm used to driving a 3.4 pickup, so I'm used to like, ooh, instant power. So the 3.0 is just super slow. Since it's nice and pretty today, I will do a full walk around because last time when I did my walk around, it was on my driveway. You guys didn't get a clear look at it. I also found out there is a little rust spot right down here, which isn't bad or anything like that, but it's right there. There's a bunch of magpie birds right here. What are you guys doing? So I found out one rust spot right there, but nothing crazy. And then I also showed you guys this little clear coat that was fading. And then I also found out there was a spot right here. I didn't see all of this because when I bought this truck, it was raining for 2 days, and water was on top of it. So we have that clear coat going out, this piece here going out, and this whole hood cowl clear coat is going out. So if I want to, I have to do these 3 pieces and make it nicer. But other than that, everything is super sweet, guys. So check it out. So sweet. I'm so excited, guys. I'm just so stoked that this engine is running. I feel really bad. I just spent $1,000 ordering parts for a 3.4. So as you guys know, I was gonna do a 3.4 swap. So I was on Toy Only Swap the other day, and I put $1,000 down on some 3.4 swaps. So now I don't know if I want to do it yet. I think I'm not gonna rush doing a 3.4 swap yet, guys. I think since it runs good and it's decent for now, maybe I'll focus on doing my baseline, ball joints, upper ball joints, lower ball joints, tie rods. CV axles are good, so thank goodness. I want to put manual ACE and hub so I can go ahead and delete the ADD system on the front diff. And I think we're gonna save the 3.4 swap till like end of September or maybe even in October. But this fender is still really nice. The clear coat's on there. This whole truck could use a nice buff, wax, polish, and all that stuff, and I bet you it'll shine up really nice. But here was the passenger side that you guys have not seen yet. Super sweet, no rust on this side. And the tailgate is really nice. There's some residue from an old sticker, so I have to get some goof off and get that out. And this right here is Nye. If you guys don't know what that is, that's the Nye Toyota. That's the dealership in Anchorage, Alaska. It was called Nye Toyota back then, but now it's called Kendo Toyota. So I wonder if this Toyota is originally from Alaska, but I doubt it. Here's the topper. Topper looks amazing. Tailgate looks amazing. These are all the old parts. The intake tube. I have another intake tube that I did an EGR on already. And then these are all the old stuff. Charcoal canister, and then this is all the vacuum tree under the intake manifold when you delete all that stuff. I'll show you guys the engine bay here in a bit. I like the topper for now, guys. I'm not in no rush to sell this topper because it's actually a good storage right now. I can store stuff in there while I'm working on this truck. But there it is, guys. So sweet. 31-10-515s. Tires are in good shape. Frame is in good shape. You can see the axle has, like, you know, your typical surface rust, but nothing crazy. Just all surface rust. My black 92 Toyota pickup has a much more cleaner frame. Like, the frame is literally brand new from the dealership. It looks brand new, and then I put some new paint on it. So you can see the exhaust leak right there. That muffler is the original muffler, completely all bad. And then the big exhaust leak is right here where they connected to the pipe. You can see they did a down pipe right there. So it's being held on by that little clamp, and there's a lot of exhaust leaking through that clamp. So maybe I'll just weld that on there and prevent the exhaust leak. But no, these if you guys don't know, Toyota engines, they're really sensitive to exhaust leaks. So as soon as you get any kind of exhaust leak up on the manifold, on the catalytic converter, or anything like that, you're gonna start losing power, guys. So if you guys have a lack of power and you guys have a exhaust leak, fix your exhaust leak, guys. I'll show you guys the axle. I checked my CV axle. The CV axles are nice and good. They're not ripped or anything like that. But you can see the tie rod, the shocks, lower ball joints, upper ball joints. Those are aftermarket, so I want to replace those. And then that idler arm is aftermarket. I want to replace that as well. So I want to refresh this whole truck, guys. And I haven't popped the wheels off yet, but most likely we'll need some new brakes, put some new brake pads and stuff like that on it. But I have to get those parts on order. I don't have any of that stuff all in yet. Everything works amazing, guys. I'm so stoked. Oh, and also after that first day when I bought it, I went ahead and did a quick vacuum, and I got about 90% of all that hair out. But it turned out really good. I vacuumed it. I shop vacuumed for about almost an hour. And then during that night, I ran my ozone machine for about almost 12 hours. The ozone machine, what it does is it kills the odor, and it smells so much better now. You can see there's still a little bit of hair. It's exceptional, but if I really wanted to, I can do a little bit more better. But again, I didn't want to spend too much time. What it really needs is a shampoo. So it needs to be more shampoo. You can see that. But so far, we got most of the hair out. I used disinfectant wipe. I wiped it down, cleaned it down, so it's all good. And it just needs a shampoo and dry out, and then another vacuum to make it completely good. So I'm just so excited, guys. This thing is running 3.4, no 3.0. I also want to fix that oil pressure. So the wire, the pigtail for the wire, I guess they broke it, so it can't plug into the oil pressure sensor. But I want to get that fixed, which I have plenty of it. And then I also went ahead and put 30 bucks of gasoline in there because it was completely on E, so it has fresh fuel right now, guys. If you guys love your 3.0 and you guys don't have emission restriction in your state, I recommend doing the EGR delete. It just cleans up better. This is my intake tube that has been deleted for the EGR. You can see it's been capped down here. So you get rid of all this. The fuel line gets redirected. This vapor line goes, regulator goes redirected. You get rid of all this stuff right here. You get rid of some of these hoses. Only some of these are kept here, only the orange one. All this gets plugged in, all this gets deleted. I wasn't able to take out this pipe right here. So what I always do whenever I can't take this out, I just close it in and then I welded it. So that works too. And then the one that right here, the one right here, that one was already blocked off. So it's kind of crazy. Maybe that was a JDM thing. And then when I do my ADD delete, the actuator delete, and go to manual hub, all of these right here can be deleted. And then I also went ahead and delete the charcoal canister. That's not really important. But so far, guys, that's pretty much it right there. It runs pretty good, and it's good, guys. This engine still needs to be it needs to be gone through again, because I noticed there was a lot of loose bolts. Like when I was down there, I noticed that the bolt, one of the bolt holding the starter was not fully tight in it. So this engine needs to I'm gonna go through it really quick and just make sure everything is nice and tight, because like I said, these guys, they kind of rushed it. They didn't put the power steering bill on. When I first bought it, I noticed that the 14 mil bolts, it wasn't even fully bolted on yet, and you can see the belt's still kind of loose, so it can use a bit more adjustment. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. The clutch pedal feels really weird. It's really soggy, it's not firm, so I need to go ahead and bleed the slave cylinder. Hopefully the slave cylinder is good. If not, we'll get a new one. The brake fluid is fully maxed up. There's so much brake fluid here, so maybe I'll go ahead and bleed that out when I get new brake pads and stuff like that. Coolant, heater, all that stuff works amazing. It's nice and hot, no issue. But you know, just little things to go over with, and for the most part it's good. Nothing too crazy, guys. 3.0 battery is good. Alternator is charging good, and all that good stuff. So let me go ahead and start it up for you guys so you guys can hear what it sounds like. You guys can see down here the clutch pedal feels really weird. There's too much sloppiness, and it just needs to be bled properly. Like I said, it's just not really firm compared to what I have. So let me go ahead and give it a start for y'all. Clutch in. You can see it runs much better. Like I said, it does have an exhaust leak, so it sounds kind of loud. Engine is solid, I know that for sure. Maybe those injectors could be used, can use a cleaning, but for the most part, guys, it runs good enough. You guys can hear that, that's the exhaust leak down here. It does have the catalytic converter, but look how stable this 3.0 is. When we first got this, guys, it was, and that was because the timing was off, and it was on 5-cylinder, with cylinder 5 being unplugged on the injector. Look how smooth and stable this 3.0 is now, guys. So when I did it, when I was troubleshooting it, I pull plug 1 and it starts to hesitate. That's how you know it's working, because you know when you cool it, you take the power out of it. I plugged it back in, I did the next one, it started hesitating. I put it back in, and then I did number 5, and it was still hesitating how it was. So there was no changes, meaning that that's originally what it was causing it. If you guys watch me pull it, watch, it's gonna hesitate. You guys see that? So now we know for sure it's working. Now it's running back good. So that's one way to quickly troubleshoot if you have good spark and compression and stuff like that, or an unplugged fuel injector. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'll keep you guys updated on what we're gonna do next. As of now, there's just little things that I still want to do to this truck before I let her go, like that oil pressure sensor, do all the baseline. I still want to change all the fluid and stuff like that, make sure it's solid. Oil is good, probably doesn't need an oil change, but you know, I like to give it a full baseline before I send her off. So I'll keep you guys updated on the next video. This is a super impressive that we got it going, and I'm just happy that it wasn't a bad motor. I had a good feeling it was a good motor, just something was just off the beat a little bit. So I'll keep you guys posted on the next video. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys follow Instagram, NuttyNu_454, to stay up to date. Bye bye.